50 Cent has been working on this documentary for almost 2 years. The footage he has is insane. The people he got speaking about Diddy is ridiculous.
No Diddy party. Are you watching the documentary on Netflix?
I don't watch it.
Hey, bro.
How crazy is
Yo,
it?
he's horrible.
Bro, he allegedly Pac and Biggie.
Bro, both of them.
And I believe it.
Both of them.
Bro, it's crazy.
Allegedly. Horrible.
But no one knew all this shit until the documentary came out.
It seems
I'm not gonna lie,
like
50 Cent is cooking, bro. My opinion,
Is
he's
that
cooking.
his doc?
Yeah, he produced it. He
Shut
produced it, I swear.
That was the one he was gonna call Did He Do It?
Yeah.
But it's called
Bro, I'm not even joking, bro. Like, you gotta watch it.
I got
Mysterious Circumstances Involving the Deaths of Both Tupac and Biggie.
And it makes sense, because you know why? Think about it, like, Biggie and Pac were really good friends, bro. Really good friends.
Also so sad.
Diddy didn't fuck with Tupac, because Pac didn't fuck with him.
They drove a wedge between them.
Yup.
And then one day Biggie was supposed to fly to the UK for a press tour or like Europe or some shit. And Diddy was like, nah, we're not going to the UK. Like, this trip had been planned for weeks.
Yup.
He's like, nah, we're not going to the UK. Biggie's staying here. And Biggie's like, I want to go to Europe. I want to go to Europe. He's like, nah, we're staying here. We're throwing a party.
Yup.
In California.
And Biggie wanted to leave Cali. He's like, bro, I want to get the fuck out of here. I don't feel safe here. Why am I here?
Went to the party, got fucking shot that night.
War has been warning us about Jay-Z. Jay-Z has now had an official lawsuit. It's everywhere. It's now being talked about louder than ever. I guess, does that give you some peace to know that people are finally really questioning this man?
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Piers Morgan.
Is Beyonce celebrity B?
I hope to God not. But she was around. And she's very... she's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry.
Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn, silence your group chats, and prepare your timelines because the hip-hop internet just entered full meltdown mode. The reason? 50 Cent has officially dropped part 3 of the documentary everyone has been whispering about, and the moment it hit the internet, social media exploded like someone just lit a fire under the entire music industry. Now let's be honest for a second. When 50 Cent does anything, it rarely happens quietly. The man has built an entire career around trolling, exposing, and throwing just enough gasoline on drama to make sure the flames reach every corner of the internet. But this time, even longtime fans are saying the situation feels different, because the moment people realized part 3 of the Diddy documentary had finally been released, timelines everywhere started lighting up with reactions. Twitter turned into a live reaction room, TikTok commentators began dissecting every clip like film analysts, and gossip pages started posting dramatic captions that made the situation sound like a hip-hop thriller movie. But here's where the story gets even messier. According to viewers who rushed to watch the latest installment, the new episode didn't just revisit old controversies. Instead, it reportedly brought up serious claims and uncomfortable conversations involving Diddy, and even Jay-Z's name being mentioned in the discussion. And once that detail started circulating online, the internet basically lost its mind. Fans were asking questions. Critics were posting theories. Meme pages were working overtime. It suddenly felt like every hip-hop discussion page had turned into a courtroom, where people were debating what the documentary actually revealed. Now, before we get into the absolute internet chaos that followed the release of part 3, we need to rewind the story a little, because the tension surrounding this documentary didn't appear overnight. In fact, the buildup has been brewing for months, with fans, critics, and gossip pages all watching closely as 50 Cent slowly teased what he had been working on behind the scenes. If you followed hip-hop culture long enough, you already know that 50 Cent and Diddy have never exactly shared a peaceful relationship. Their history has been filled with jokes, subtle shots, public trolling, and the kind of competitive energy that has fueled rap headlines for years. Sometimes it looked playful, sometimes it looked serious, but the tension has always been there. So, when rumors first started circulating that 50 Cent was involved in producing a documentary focusing on Diddy's controversies, the internet immediately paid attention. Some fans thought it would simply be another entertainment project. Others suspected it might become something far more explosive. At first, details about the documentary were vague. Short clips, cryptic posts, and small hints began appearing online. 50 Cent himself didn't reveal much directly, but his social media activity suggested he knew exactly how much curiosity he was building among fans. And that curiosity turned into anticipation when the first parts of the documentary began circulating. Online discussions, people were already debating what direction the project might take. Some viewers expected a deep dive into the music industry. Others believed it would focus more on the controversies that had surrounded Diddy's name in recent years. Either way, the internet was watching closely, because when a project involves 50 Cent talking about Diddy, people expect drama. But even with all that anticipation, nobody expected the conversation to escalate the way it did when Part 3 arrived. The moment word spread that the newest installment had dropped, social media timelines instantly started filling with reactions. Fans rushed to watch it, gossip blogs began posting headlines, and TikTok creators started recording reaction videos within minutes. It felt less like a documentary release and more like a surprise album drop in the middle of the night. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know the same thing: what exactly was in Part 3? Viewers began posting big reactions online. Some described the episode as intense. Others claimed it contained moments that made them pause the video and rewind certain sections. The mystery surrounding the details only made the conversation louder. Then came the claims that really sparked the internet storm. According to some viewers, the documentary touched on controversial topics involving Diddy and mentioned connections and conversations that allegedly involved other powerful figures in the music industry. Once people started saying that Jay-Z's name had been referenced during the discussion, the situation escalated instantly, because mentioning a figure as influential as Jay-Z in a documentary tied to controversy is the kind of thing that immediately grabs attention, and social media reacted exactly the way you would expect. Some fans questioned whether the claims were being exaggerated. Others argued that documentaries often explore complex industry relationships and historical events. But regardless of what people believed, one thing was certain: the internet wasn't ignoring the conversation. Twitter became a non-stop stream of opinions. TikTok creators started posting breakdowns of what viewers claimed they heard in the documentary. Instagram comment sections turned into debate rooms where people were arguing about what the episode actually revealed, and the entire situation started spreading far beyond the usual hip-hop gossip pages. Entertainment bloggers began discussing the documentary like it was a major industry event. Some described it as bold storytelling. Others framed it as another chapter in the long-running rivalry between 50 Cent and Diddy. But the most fascinating part of the reaction was the tone. Some viewers treated the documentary like investigative journalism, discussing it seriously and analyzing every detail. Others approached it like entertainment drama, joking that 50 Cent had once again found a way to dominate internet conversations without even releasing new music, because that's something 50 Cent has mastered over the years. He knows how to keep the internet talking, and this documentary seemed to be doing exactly that. But while the internet was busy reacting, debating, and sharing clips, something else was quietly happening behind the scenes. People started waiting for reactions. Would Diddy respond to the documentary? Would Jay-Z address the conversation spreading online? Or would the entire situation remain a one-sided narrative fueled by speculation and internet discussion? Those unanswered questions made the story even bigger. Because in the world of viral headlines, silence can sometimes be louder than a response, and as the reactions to Part 3 continued spreading across social media, fans began realizing something. Documentary itself might not be the biggest part of this story. Now this is where the situation truly exploded into full internet chaos. Because once people finished watching Part 3 of the documentary, the reactions didn't stay inside hip-hop discussion circles. The conversation quickly spread across the entire internet like wildfire. Twitter timelines started looking like live reaction threads during a championship game. Some users posted shocked emojis and dramatic captions, claiming the documentary had dropped information they weren't expecting to hear. Others were more skeptical, questioning whether viewers were exaggerating certain moments for attention. And then TikTok entered the situation. If there's one thing TikTok creators love, it's breaking down controversial content frame by frame. Within hours, creators were posting analysis videos explaining what they believe the documentary was suggesting. Some paused clips and added commentary, like they were narrating a crime documentary. The comment sections under those videos were absolute chaos. Some viewers said the documentary raised serious questions about the music industry. Others insisted people should wait for full context instead of jumping to conclusions based on reaction posts. But regardless of what people believed, one thing was clear: everyone was talking about it. Meanwhile, meme culture jumped into the situation at lightning speed. One viral meme showed a popcorn bucket labeled the internet while a television screen labeled 50 Cent documentary played in the background. The caption read, "Hip-hop fans watching the drama unfold." Another meme compared the entire situation to a crossover episode between a Netflix documentary and a reality show reunion, suggesting that 50 Cent had once again turned industry tension into viral entertainment. But the most interesting reactions came from hip-hop fans themselves. Some long time fans praised the documentary for addressing controversial topics that people had been discussing quietly for years. Others felt the project might simply be another chapter in the long-standing rivalry between 50 Cent and Diddy, because anyone familiar with hip-hop culture already knows this. 50 Cent has built a reputation for speaking his mind loudly and unapologetically, and sometimes the honesty sparks conversations that ripple across the entire industry. Soon entertainment, blogs, and gossip pages started amplifying the situation even more. Headlines appeared asking whether the documentary had opened the door to new questions about the history of the music industry. Once those headlines started spreading, the conversation grew even louder. Comment sections filled with debates about whether documentaries like this reveal truth, create speculation, or simply mix storytelling with entertainment. Some viewers argued that projects like this help audiences understand the complexities of the industry. Others believed the internet was turning a documentary into a drama series. Meanwhile, livestream commentators jumped into the discussion as well. YouTubers began posting reaction videos analyzing the episode, pausing the footage and discussing what they thought the documentary was trying to communicate. Some praised 50 Cent's storytelling style, saying he knows exactly how to keep viewers engaged. Others joked that the documentary felt like a hip-hop version of a suspense thriller, where each episode leaves the audience waiting for the next reveal. But amid all the memes, reactions, and analysis, one thing remained noticeably absent: a response. Because while the internet was busy dissecting every detail, people started wondering how the individuals mentioned in the documentary might react. Would they address the conversation directly, or would they choose to stay silent while the internet debated everything on their behalf? That question became the new center of attention. Fans began refreshing their timelines, waiting for a statement. Gossip pages speculated about whether responses might come soon. Even casual viewers started paying attention, curious to see how the story might evolve. And that's when the narrative shifted again, because suddenly the conversation wasn't just about what the documentary said. It was about whether anyone involved would respond to it. Some fans believe silence would allow the conversation to fade naturally. Others believe if any responses appeared, the situation could escalate even further. And if history has taught the internet anything about hip-hop drama, it's this simple truth: once a story like this starts trending, it really stops quietly. By the time the internet finished debating part 3 of the documentary, the situation had already evolved into something much bigger than a simple film release. What started as a new episode in a documentary series had turned into a full-blown cultural conversation spreading across every corner of social media. In the aftermath, exactly what you would expect when the hip-hop world collides with internet drama. First came the endless debates, comment sections everywhere filled with opinions from fans trying to decide what the documentary actually meant. Some viewers believe the project was shedding light on complicated industry stories that had been whispered about for years. Others believe people online were reading far too much into the discussion. The divide happened almost instantly. One side of the internet treated the documentary like investigative storytelling. The other side treated it like entertainment drama wrapped in a cinematic package. Meanwhile, Meme culture continued doing what it does best. Social media users started posting edits and jokes about the situation, comparing the documentary release to the latest episode of a suspense thriller. One meme joked that the internet was waiting for the next episode the same way people wait for the finale of a Netflix series. Another viral post compared the situation to a hip-hop chess match, suggesting that 50 Cent had once again found a way to control the conversation without even releasing a new song. But beneath the jokes and memes, something deeper was happening. The documentary had reignited conversations about the power dynamics inside the music industry. Fans began discussing how documentaries can influence public perception and shape narratives about artists, producers, and executives. Some viewers argued that projects like this allow audiences to explore stories that might otherwise remain hidden. Others believe the internet often transforms complex industry history into simplified viral debates. And that disagreement created an entirely new layer of discussion. Because now people weren't just talking about Diddy or Jay-Z. They were talking about how media itself shapes the way audiences understand celebrity stories. Meanwhile, entertainment blogs and YouTube commentators continued analyzing the documentary like it was an unfolding series. Reaction videos appeared everywhere, with hosts discussing the tone of the episode, the claims being discussed, and the potential impact on hip-hop culture. But the most interesting part of the aftermath wasn't the reactions. It was the silence. Because despite the internet storm surrounding the documentary, there were no immediate dramatic responses from the individuals mentioned in the online debates. That silence created a strange atmosphere across social media. Some fans interpreted it as confidence. Others believed it might simply be a strategy to avoid fueling more controversy. And in the world of internet headlines, silence can sometimes be the loudest reaction of all, because the absence of a response left room for speculation. People started wondering whether future episodes of the documentary might reveal additional details. Others questioned whether the entire conversation would eventually fade once the internet moved on to its next viral moment. But there was one thing almost everyone agreed on. 50 Cent had once again succeeded in dominating the internet conversation. The documentary didn't just attract viewers, it created a storyline that people couldn't stop discussing. Even those who hadn't watched the episode found themselves hearing about it through memes, debates, and reaction posts. And that's the power of modern media. A single documentary episode can spark days of conversation across millions of screens. But here's the twist that makes this situation feel like the end of a season finale. Even though the debates eventually slowed down, the curiosity didn't disappear. Fans are still waiting to see if another episode will drop. Waiting to see if anyone involved will respond. Waiting to see if the story will grow even bigger. Because when a narrative like this starts spreading through the internet, it really disappears overnight. And there you have it. A documentary episode that somehow managed to shake the entire hip-hop internet. One moment it's just another release announcement, and the next moment social media looks like a courtroom mixed with a reality show reunion. Fans are debating, meme pages are celebrating, and gossip channels are refreshing their feeds like the next twist could drop at any second. Because let's be honest for a moment, whenever 50 Cent is involved in something controversial, the internet never reacts quietly. The man practically has a PhD in turning conversations into viral moments. One post, one interview, or one documentary clip, and suddenly millions of people are arguing about it like it's the biggest cultural event of the week. But now the real question is for you. What do you think about part 3 of the documentary? Do you believe the internet is blowing things out of proportion like it usually does? Or do you think the conversations happening around the documentary might reveal deeper stories about the music industry that people are just beginning to talk about? And what about the reactions online? Are fans analyzing the situation fairly, or is social media simply doing what it always does and turning everything into a dramatic headline? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, because the comment section on this channel always turns into its own debate stage. Some of the wildest theories, funniest takes, and smartest breakdowns always come from you guys, and while you're down there sharing your opinion, go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you money. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy staying ahead of viral celebrity drama. And turn on notifications so you never miss the next explosive headline. Because trust us, in the world of hip-hop news, another twist is always around the corner, and when it drops, You already know exactly where the real breakdown will happen, right here on Fame Blueprint. Print.